Today, guys, we're gonna talk about the budget surplus videos. We're gonna talk about your financial goals because now we learned that it's easy to do your budget, but we need to start to be strategic because we know that we're in the financial world and it's a jungle, and we need to be strategic. We need to have goals. We need to be like thinking about like how we're gonna approach things. So, first of all, it's to create your budget. Second, to have like this budget surplus, you need to have it to put like a way that it's going to be a budget surplus. It's a must. So you can see the recommendations of the splitting to get your budget surplus here. As I always said, you don't have to start with this big percentage here, but the idea is to start somewhere. So I don't want this video to be too long. So when you have like you're starting to do your budget, you're starting to think about your finances, you need to have like financial goals. This is the reason like you will be able to make this like as a habit to do your monthly budget, your weekly budget, your yearly budget, your 5 years budget, etc. This is going to help you to see the information, right? So that you can see, okay, what's going on with the my financial. But having goals is going to help you to reach, to put in place your budget surplus. So you have to have discipline. At the beginning, it will be hard, but if you have discipline, you will make it. So, first of all, like, for your personal financial goals, budget, you're gonna do the budget surplus that we discussed. I have other videos. You can go and look at the budget surplus explanation, and you're gonna have goals. I'm gonna have a list of goals here. You can have other goals. It's just like a few items that I put here as an example, but you will have your on financial goals, right? So first of all, it can be like, the paying yourself first to start doing a budget surplus, because a lot of people, they're doing budget, but they don't do a budget surplus. They pay everything at the end. They said, okay, oh, I was able to pay everything, but I don't have anything left for me. It's the opposite for the budget surplus. You're paying yourself first. This can be your first goal. You can start by saying the percentage. You say, okay, I will start by 0.5%, 1%. Every month I'm going to increase it, or every year I'm going to increase it, or, every month, etc. And you have goals to say, okay, by this end of the year, I want to have my charity savings to be at 5% of my income. Goals like that's going to help you to create habits when you respect them. It can be like saving money through the budget surplus to, invest in real estate, to invest in the stock market, private equities, etc. Getting out of debt. You can create money aside to pay your debts, or putting more money to pay your debts than like, you're cutting in your restaurants, going out, buying things that you don't really need, example. Can be that. You can be like having goals of saving money for your schools, college, for financial education, whatever it is, you can save money for that. You can save money, to buy a house, to travel. Because when you plan your traveling, you're just like, okay, last night I was like, dreaming about like going to the Caribbean, going to like Europe, and you just buy a ticket without a budget. When you don't have the financial capacity to do that, it's just making that you're going to put yourself in debt. So you can be like making your budget saying like, okay, I want to travel in 6 months, in a year, or whatever, 3 months. And I'm putting this money aside so that when I do this traveling, I'm not in a fight financially, that like I'm not putting myself in debt. I'm not putting myself like the water is like, above my head now. So it's a matter that like, to get ready and prepare yourself and plan. This is a planification that you're doing. When you plan something, guys, I did a lot of things in my life that I did not plan, but the things that I planned, I was less stressed, and I had like less, emergencies that arrived, that things that I did not plan, and it was like more success than things that I did not plan. So planning, it's like it's a must. And financial, it's like a jungle. If you don't plan, you're gonna get it by the other guys that gonna get your money. So this is the reason I'm saying like budget surplus first, because you want to have to keep something for you. Because if it's not people like other like in the jungle, all the other parties gonna just eat you alive. Meaning they're just gonna get your money, to pay your mortgage, to pay your groceries, to pay your electricity bills, to pay this, to pay that, to pay that. And after you're gonna stay empty because everything has been eating you like first. But you need to eat first. In this life, I know that we don't want to be selfish and anything like that, but for money, we need to become selfish. Like when we don't have, even when we do have, we need to stay like that, because if it's not, at the end you're gonna lose everything and you're gonna be the one losing, right? So this is the reason, like, I encourage you guys to be able to like start the budget surplus, have your financial goals so that like you can be ready and have a strategy, what you're gonna do, what you're not gonna do. Do you want to retire earlier? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? But to put order in your financials will give you a better life than to live life with, like, gambling that tomorrow you will have money. Everything that you have that will be a success, you need to plan. Success is determined by like how to plan, how you put your strategy in place. Don't count on luck to get rich. Don't count on luck to get out of the debt, because if you don't have discipline, maybe you can get out of debt, but you're gonna be again back in debt. If you know having money, if you did have this money without like disciplines, you're gonna lose it, like mostly, like, you will always have exceptions, but the majority will not managing you well. When you don't know how to manage $1, you won't be able to manage 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, etc. So be careful with that and get ready to have disciplines and to have financial goals so that you can reach this financial freedom that I know that you're looking. Everyone is looking for this financial freedom, right? So this is one thing that I can say to you guys: do your budget surplus so that you can have your financial freedom. So at this point, guys, I would like for you to share this video, to subscribe, to put your notification bells, to comments, to say to me, do you have any financial goals? What's happening in your financial situations? What do you plan? Is this videos helping you to do better in your financials so that you don't get it by the other parties? So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.